Massimo Bottura is here. He's Italy's most talked about chef. His restaurant Osteria Francescana in Modena is ranked third in the world. It is famous for advancing traditional Italian recipes with modern cuisine. He's here with a new book. Guess what the title is? Never Trust a Skinny Italian Chef. Here's a look.
I'm born and I grew up in a land of fast car and slow food. I learned since I was a kid to think very quick. As the Roman, they were saying, think quick, do it very quick, but slowly. La linea qua, poi spari qua. That means have a very quick thought, but do it slowly, because you need a lot of time to do something. They interpret what I'm thinking, and they know what I'm thinking. So here we go. Oops, we dropped the lemon tart.
That's very nice. That's a nice promotional piece for the book. Yeah.
Thank you.
But why the title?
Because
you're skinny?
No, because the title was came out in a trip in Los Angeles. 2001, we went to this, two friends invited us for a dinner, so we walk into the kitchen and there was this big display, never trust a skinny Italian chef. Everyone laughed, ha ha ha, never trust a skinny Italian chef. I was looking at myself and said, why don't they have to trust me? And I'm a skinny Italian chef. So I was like, I'm gonna do my best to have everyone trust me. And you know, but the thing is the ironic way to take distance and to stay always grounded. Irony is very important. To laugh about yourself, to laugh about things, not to take yourself to, you know, we are cooks.
Why did you decide to write this book?
Why? Because you know, my colleagues, the great colleagues, the people I respect the most, they were pushing me. Yeah. Come on, sign the contract, sign the contract. You have to put black on white your ideas. When you talk at the conferences, you know, people are listening to you. You influence people. Yeah, so, you know, so at one point I said, okay, I'm gonna write a book. And then step by step, with my wife, you know, we were trying to put down ideas, and one after the other, after the other, after the other. And then in the book, there is the story of my 28 years of career.
You pay tribute to a French chef, Elaine Ducasse, a Spanish chef, Ferran Adria, and an Italian mother.
Yeah.
Your mother.
I know. It's like in a small glass like this, I compress all my gastronomic life, you know? It's like I did pasta and beans. Pasta and beans is the most popular plate you can have. It's like beans.
Pasta and beans.
Pasta and beans. Yeah. Pasta with this bean sauce. Yeah. And my mom was always telling me about putting Parmigiano Reggiano crust into the beans when you make pasta and beans, because it's so good, it's so umami, you know, I say. But at the end, what I did, I compress this gastronomic life into a glass. At the bottom, you have like this creme royale. You know how the French, they do. So they use royale as royale. Cheeseburger, royale with cheese. Royale, you know, royale. So it's like just pig skin, beans, and a little bit of foie gras. Then you have all these layers of things, and they remind you in the palate all this flavor that comes from the past, from the memory, from the country. And then you arrive at one point that I finish the glass with the air of rosemary. Yeah. So here at the bottom there is Ducasse and the Royale. Yeah. Here the air of rosemary, so something that disappears in 1 second because rosemary is very invading on the plate. But in the middle, instead of pasta, what I compress? I put like Parmigiano Reggiano crust, as my mom was keep telling me, sliced very thin as it was pasta. Yeah. So between Ferran and Ducasse, I compressed my grandmother. So that's the point.
Now, is she responsible for you becoming a chef?
Yes, she is. Yeah. She's the one who always pushing me to do things and to follow my passion, to not to listen to anyone, to trust myself.
I assume there's an easy answer to this, but why not Rome? Why Modena?
Because it's not about the place you are. It's about who you are. It's about what you have to express. You know, I felt so comfortable in Modena. Modena is the town of, as I said, of the slow food and fast cars.
Yes.
You know, there is a place where Maserati, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Ducati are built. Yeah. And, you know, if people, they come from all over the world to meet Mr. Ferrari, yeah, or, you know, to buy a Maserati, why don't they can come, if I have the right idea, to eat at Osteria Francescana? So we decided to be there and to open there. It was cheap, was just, we had enough for what we had to do, and it's the land of Parmigiano, yeah, balsamic vinegar. You know, I always say, in my vein, there's balsamic vinegar. But the muscles are like Parmigiano Reggiano. Yeah. Then I drink too much Lambrusco, so my brain is like, ooh.
Now, what's that expression, avia per via?
Avia per via.
Per via.
Make simple the difficult things. That's
a life story.
Yeah. That's a life story.
Difficult things.
It's makes look simple. It's like even a plate like how to burn a sardine in 3 days. It's a very complicated expression to how to create the perfect sardine. And, you know, play jokes with the Riviera Romagnola, how they grill everything, is like that. But it's like, it's the most simple thing, one sardine. In that sardine, taste heaven, you know? Yeah. And it makes simple. Well, I don't care about, you know, show how great we are. This is contemporary cuisine. Contemporary cuisine is no more about fireworks or, you know, magician playing to show that we can take off some rabbit from the hat. But it's about ethic. Put the ethic close to the static. That's why also I choose
close to the static.
Yes. That's why I'm so close with my artisan, with my farmers, cheesemaker, fishermen. They deliver. They are heroic people. They deliver fantastic ingredients to my restaurant, and that I use to transfer emotion. And Modena is...
Transfer emotion.
I think the book is about that.
Transfer emotion.
Yeah. It's when you chew a Parmigiano Reggiano crust, is emotion. Yeah. You go back to your childhood. I see people crying, eating the potato wants to be a truffle. You know, a soufflé of potato inside the potato, that it's like so emotional. I see like people like really get.
At what point did you go to work for Ferran in Eboli?
It was 2000.
And how'd you get a job?
Ferran came to my restaurant, as Ducasse in 10 years. 10 years. He came to my restaurant. He had a meal. He called me at the table. He said, "You want to come?" And I said, "When? Next season?" And I said, "Yes." Yeah. I left everything.
Why did you
I went there because I was attracted in the beginning to understand these all new techniques that were coming out. That was 2000, so it was not like now. So was really into crazy new technique that they were like changing the perspective. But actually, when I arrived there, I realized that it was not about technique. It was about freedom. Freedom of expressing yourself. In that moment, I understood that a great chef can express yourself with a potato or a Parmigiano Reggiano crust, not just with caviar on lobster or white truffle.
Here is a conversation I did with Ferran at this table, and he talked about the chefs who have contributed to Eboli. Roll tape.
So when you look at all the people that have passed through Eboli, that today are the most influential cooks in the world, chefs in the world, you knew something special was going on there. The spirit of Eboli, ethics, honesty,
compartir,
sharing,
libertad,
liberty, freedom,
riesgo,
risk,
passion. Es algo que en cualquier empresa,
in any kind of business,
en cualquier empresa,
in any
sería
kind
el
of business,
sueño
it's the dream
que lo tuviera
that you
todo
could
el
have
equipo.
it, that the whole team would have
Y esto
this.
lo hizo toda la gente que pasa por allá.
And this was created by all
Y
the
esta es
people
la
that passed
fuerza
through,
del
and this is the strength of El Bulli.
¿no? Hay muchos chicos jóvenes
There's lots of young chefs
que tienen esta filosofía.
that have this
No
philosophy.
tanto los platos,
Not so much the dishes themselves,
sino esta filosofía.
but the philosophy.
Today I was at the Culinary Institute of America to give a speech to these young cooks, and I said, guys, remember one thing. You always have to be a great chef, you always have to have 3 ingredients in your backpack. You have to travel, you have to get contaminated in a wise way, not in a wild way, because you don't never ever forget about where you come from. But you have to have 3 ingredients: humility, passions, and dream. Humility keeps you grounded. You keep learning if you are 25, 35, 55. You keep learning and evolving. Passion, this is a very hard job. It's not about being a rock star. It's about being, just hard work every day and a little bit of talent. That's the point. And passion, when the other people are like your friend are enjoying, you are there and working every day. And dream is the most important thing. If you can dream it, as Ferrari was saying, you can make it.
Oh, take a look at these dishes, and then we'll move on to some final things here. The first thing is, take a look. These are images from the book. The memory of our mortadella bologna.
Bologna sandwich, yeah. Memory of bologna sandwich. Very easy. Came back from Ferran. The first thing, the gastronomic critics, other colleagues said, what is going to do Massimo Bottura? He's going to make a mortadella foam? That's a great idea. That's the bologna foam is going to be like there. No, but I went so deep into those memories of when my mom was teasing me, getting the panino alla mortadella, the bologna sandwich in my backpack, going to school, saying, mangia, mangia, you never eat. You have to eat. And, that's tribute to my mom and to my first 14 years of...
Take a look. The second image is, oops, I dropped the lemon tart. We saw the video of this, but there he goes.
This is one of the most important plates, and the story was fantastic. It's, that night, we were ready to serve, me and my pastry chef, a Japanese, who's like the most incredible technique, fantastic. And he's like, at that point, we were ready to serve, he dropped one of the 2 lemon tart on the counter, on the plate, half on the plate, half out. And he was like ready to kill himself. The Japanese was missing something. He's like, wow! And I said, Taka, don't kill yourself. It's so beautiful. Look at that. You catch the moment. That's poetry in everyday life. That means if you keep that space open for poetry, from all the obligation you have, you go there, you go to bank and accountant and a lawyer and this and that, you have that space, you can imagine a beautiful broken lemon tart. So we rebuilt 2 tarts in that moment in a perfect way, the imprecision, the imperfection in a perfect way.
And I loved it.
They became an icon of international cuisine.
All right. The number 3 is 5 ages of Parmesan.
Maybe this is the most important dish I ever create. It became the dish of the decade for Italian gastronomy, 2001-2011, the 150th anniversary. And that is the way to express my territorio. And I started reflecting about that and about texture when Ducasse came. And after, in '98, I met Umberto Panini, this incredible visionary man who is a cheesemaker. And he said, Massimo, after the meal, Massimo, I have to tell you something. The plate was great, but start thinking about the aging process more than the texture. So that means be more respectful for the process of the ingredients than to show you how great you are on technique. From that moment, I start exploring the aging process and do my own experiment and bringing the cheese on a different level and express the terroir, the slowly passing of the timing on the aging process. 24, 30, 36, 40, 50. You see the time that is passing. That's the fog, that's the autumn, that's winter and summer. That's, I think...
The next one is the crunchy part of the lasagna.
This is another emotional dish.
Yes.
It's the corner, the experience of it, the corner of the lasagna, that when grandmother arrives and bring the big pan of lasagna, you have every experience, like every other kids from Emilia-Romagna, that corner, little burn, that everyone knows that is the best part of the lasagna.
All right, let me talk about art, too, before we... art has a place in the kitchen. Art has a place in the restaurant. Art has a place in your soul.
Yeah, art is the highest way to communicate, is the highest point of the thought, of the human thought, and art makes visible the invisible. And art became, for us, our landscape of ideas. And my wife introduced me that to contemporary art, and you know, we are living every day in are surrounded by art, by thought, and you know, from a sculpture of a glass of water to the powder of a Ai Weiwei 2,000-year-old vase,
exactly. Right.
You know, the powder of a 2,000-year-old vase that the Ai Weiwei drop on the floor saying, I'm not defeating my past. I'm starting and I'm rebuilding my past with a contemporary mind. That's my cuisine. Yeah. Exactly my cuisine. I look at my past in a critic way, not in a nostalgic way, to bring the best from the past into the future. This is exactly what it is, my cuisine.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you very much.
It's fabulous to have you here. The book is called Never Trust a Skinny Italian Chef. Better than reading the book, but you should read the book. And then you'll be more encouraged to go to Modena and to, if you can get in.
Come on, you can come, you know. It's, you know, we're going to push you in. We're going to push you in.
Thank you.
Thank
Pleasure.
you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. See you next time.